In our last video, we talked about this, converting an improper fraction into a mixed number. In this video, we're going to flip that. Here, guys, we are going to be converting a mixed number into an improper fraction. So in essence, this is how we are going to undo what we did in the previous video. And guys, this is going to be really important, especially once it comes to multiplying fractions. Okay, so this skill will serve us well, as I said, especially when we multiply fractions. So mixed numbers, of course, are numbers like 3 and 1/2. Improper fractions are numbers like this. If I have 7/2 or 7/2, this is an improper fraction because the top is equal to or larger than the denominator. This is a mixed number because it has a whole number part and a proper fraction. These are actually equal to each other. So of course they express the same value. Both of these I could place on a number line. There's nothing wrong with either one of these. They both are values. They can fall in a number line, but certainly there will be different times when you want to have an improper fraction and other times when you want to have a mixed number. So it's important that we can convert between the two. So let's talk about this, guys. Let me show you another example. Let's say that we have 10 and 2/3. 10 and 2/3 is a mixed number. If I want to turn this into an improper fraction, there is a little saying that I tell my students. I tell them, you multiply the bottom and you add it to the top. You multiply the bottom and you add it to the top. So boys and girls, we start with the two numbers that are on the bottom. We multiply them together. We have our whole number 10 and our denominator 3 that, of course, as I've written this, are on the bottom. Multiply those two values. 3 times 10 gives you 30. Then we're going to add it to what's on top. 30 plus 2 gives us 32. Our denominator stays the same, and we have shown, of course, that 10 and 2/3 is equal to 32/3. Okay, guys, as we've done practice and discussion on what our denominator means and what our numerator means, again, we see these are expressing the same values. It's simply two different ways to say the same value. Let's do another one. If I have 5 and 1/3, 5 and 1/3 is a mixed number. To turn it into an improper fraction, I will multiply the bottom and add it to the top. I have 3 times 5 gives me 15, plus 1 gives me 16, and my denominator will stay the same. So 5 and 1/3 is equal to 16/3. Again, guys, the purpose of these three different ways of simplifying that I have reviewed in these three different videos, the reason we're reviewing this is because this is, again, one of those skills that we are going to utilize as we add, subtract, multiply, and divide fractions. So these do not pertain just to one of those operations. No, we're going to be thinking about simplifying as we do those different operations. So it's very important that we practice these skills of simplifying fractions and have this in our math toolbox so that we can utilize these skills while also practicing the skills of operations with fractions.